lights are so into my eyes. All right. We're ready? All right. Dear Mayor O'Connell, Vice Mayor Henderson, Metro Council members, school board members, Mayor Dean, dear NAZA partners, guests, welcome to NAZA's 15th anniversary celebration. I'm Anna Harutyunyan, and it has been my honor to serve as NAZA's chief executive for nearly a decade. Today, we mark 15 years of partnership and collective impact with nonprofit organizations, metro departments, private philanthropy, and community leaders all working together with one shared purpose: expanding opportunities for young people across Nashville and Davidson County. NAZA began in 2010 as a pilot initiative under Mayor Dean's administration to address a critical gap in youth services, particularly for middle school youth. The goal was clear: keep youth safe after 3 p.m., strengthen academic support and enrichment, and promote successful transition to high school and beyond. NAZA was intentionally designed not to be the government's after-school program, but acted as an intermediary linking government resources to community-based organizations to expand access to high-quality and free after-school programs. NAZA has earned substantial national visibility as a successful out-of-school time model for public, private, and city school district partnerships. In 2015, NAZA moved to Nashville Public Library, securing long-term sustainability through departmental support. We know that by the end of elementary school, children from higher income families have experienced about 6,000 or more hours of out-of-school time learning in comparison to their lower income peers. NAZA's resources have been strategically directed to narrow that gap in middle school and beyond. Research suggests that every dollar invested in out-of-school time yields between $3 and $9 in long-term return through improved safety, future employability, school attendance, academic performance, and healthy decision-making. From an initial $400,000 Metro investment serving about 200 youth in the pilot year in 2010, NAZA has grown into a $6 million initiative supporting approximately 3,000 youth annually. Over the past 15 years, we have managed about $49 million in city funds, more than 85% of which went directly to community grants and transportation expenses to ensure access for youth in highest need neighborhoods and schools. Collectively, these investments have enabled nearly 30,000 young people to benefit from high-quality learning and developmental opportunities. Additional private and federal funds have supported our system-level functions such as PD program quality, the Vision for Holistic Youth Development, etc. Over the years, our work has expanded to embrace a more holistic approach to youth development. Through a partnership with Vanderbilt University, we co-created Nashville's Vision for Holistic Youth Development, which guides our efforts to strengthen essential human skills for youth to thrive, skills that become even more essential in the era of rapid AI-driven change. Our commitment to reaching the most underserved youth has never wavered. We have intentionally invested in neighborhoods and schools with the highest needs. We have worked with large and small organizations to increase equitable access. Recent partnerships with the Juvenile Court, Alternative Learning Centers, and MDHA have allowed us to further reach vulnerable youth through innovative and tailored programming. This work has been made possible by extraordinary support from every mayoral administration and city council we have worked with. Not once have we faced a situation where there was a doubt about the importance of our work or hesitancy to sustain and grow the funding. I want to thank the Metro Council and Mayor's administration for your consistent trust, investment, and leadership that have been essential in carrying this work forward. Nashville stands as a positive example of locally sustained out-of-school time system in the national landscape. While many cities had to shut down programs, we have never had to do that in Nashville because of the local funding. Private funding has been another major enabler of our work, and I want to thank our past and current funders, including the Wallace Foundation, Turner Family Foundation, the Maddox Fund, Josie Davis Foundation, First Horizon, Economic Club of Nashville, just to name a few. I want to thank MNPS and its many departments, including community and family partnerships, extended learning, community achieves, transportation, nutrition, as well as all school administrators who are hosting NAZA-funded programs. I want to thank Dr. Battle and the school board for your ongoing partnership and commitment to make this work possible. To NAZA staff, past and present, thank you for bringing your expertise, passion, and unwavering commitment to building this complex and impactful initiative. This work would have been impossible without all of you. To our partner organizations, your dedication to serving middle school youth day after day deserves profound appreciation. Working with young adolescents is demanding, but your programs create joyful, meaningful experiences that remind us why we do this work. To NAZA's Leadership Council, your advocacy, insight, and leadership have elevated this initiative across the city. I extend special thanks to co-chairs Terry Luke and Phyllis Hildreth for their support and leadership. To the library director and the library board, the whole team of the library, thank you for supporting NAZA's existence within the library, even though our operations differ significantly from traditional library services. Your commitment has been essential to sustaining and growing this initiative. We appreciate Nashville Public Library Foundation for allocation of private funds to support NAZA's operations, including this event. In the closing, behind every administrative effort are thousands of life-changing moments for young people across Nashville. It may be one field trip that opened a new world, one musical instrument that sparked a passion, one mentor who listened at the right time, one project that built confidence, one exposure to a real career that shaped the future, or one trusted adult who helped a young person avoid juvenile justice system. These one moments, multiple across tens of thousands of youth over 15 years, are why we do this work. Thank you all for being here to celebrate this milestone with us. I'm now delighted to introduce one of our inspiring youth leaders, a former NAZA-funded program participant and NAZA youth leader, Nadia Grace Freeman, who will share her experiences with NAZA. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that beautiful introduction. My name is Nadia Grace Freeman, and I'm a 10th grader who has been a part of NAZA's program since I was just 10 years old. The impact these programs have had on my life have been truly empowering, and today I'd love to share just a few ways it has helped shape who I am. I first learned about Youth in Action through a NAZA-funded organization called Diamond. When I joined Youth in Action around the age of 12, I learned something powerful. My voice mattered, even as a kid. Through this program, I gained confidence speaking in rooms filled with adults and decision makers. One of my favorite memories was going to Washington, D.C. and being able to speak freely to a room full of open-minded adults who actually wanted to hear how youth voices could help shape after-school programs. That moment made me realize that young people truly have something important to contribute. It taught me not only how to express my ideas, but also how to advocate for real change. Even as a student still in middle school, I found myself co-leading sessions at NAZA convenings. I learned how to guide discussions in rooms full of adults and facilitate youth-centered spaces where everyone's voice could shine. One moment I'll never forget was our December community session, when our team made food together and celebrated Christmas with families from underserved communities. That event showed me how leadership is about service. It's about bringing people together. From that point on, I knew young people belonged at the decision-making table. One of my biggest honors was representing Nashville and Washington, D.C. at the 50 State After School Network. I'll admit at first I was nervous, but after prepping with the Youth in Action team and my mom, I felt ready to share our message. The youth voice truly matters. During that trip, I met Ms. Hikma, who impacted my life deeply, and not just by listening to me, but by seeing me. She even celebrated my birthday with me one year while she was in town, which meant so much to me. Later, as a part of the Powered by Youth Voice cohort, I helped conduct youth research through surveys and focus groups, and our team even pitched our ideas in Chicago, where we placed third for funding. That experience taught me why funding for after-school programs is so essential, because these programs open doors for growth, creativity, and leadership that every young person deserves. Through Youth in Action, I've also learned the power of combining service and leadership. I was honored to be featured on PBS's American Anthems for a book drive project where I helped raise thousands of books for Nashville youth. Working with the Black Book Project founded by Meredith McKinney reminded me that service isn't just about giving, it's about connecting. It's proof that when young people serve with purpose, real impact follows, something my mentor, Allie displays every day. Looking back, Youth in Action has given me so much: confidence, responsibility, public speaking skills, and teamwork skills. It has provided me with real-world leadership experiences and helped me understand my purpose. Most importantly, it helped shape how I see myself as a leader, an advocate, and a change maker. To all the NAZA staff, my Youth in Action mentors, community funders, and my village, thank you. You've not only believed in youth, you've invested in us. Because of programs like Youth in Action, I don't just believe in youth voice, I live it. And to every community leader here tonight, thank you for continuing to invest in youth leaders like myself. I am now honored to introduce our next speaker to provide the occasion. As a lifelong Nashvilleian, two-time council member, and the 10th mayor of Metro Nashville, Freddie O'Connell has led our city with a focus on affordability and improving quality of life. With his support, Nashville has seen year-over-year improvement in Metro schools and expanded services that benefit young people. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Freddie O'Connell.
Well, good evening, everyone. Will you all please help me thank Nadia Grace for sharing some of the inspiration that is NAZA. And I want to also thank Anna and all of the staff and committee members, the 30-plus partners that I know make this possible, all working collaboratively to improve the learning experiences of our young people in Nashville. Terry, your team at the Nashville Public Library, the board, the foundation. I know we have several other important public leaders here today. I know we heard Mayor Dean, and I am old enough to remember when NAZA first started 15 years ago, first supporting it as a community member, but then eventually as a council member, and now to Anna's point, trying to sustain the momentum that this program has built over the 15 years as mayor. And so, Mayor Dean, thank you for having the vision and foresight to do this. I know we've got council members Druffel, Allen, Greg, and Vo with us tonight, and I believe school board members Player, Young, and Nabah McKinney. And I think we have a couple of our Nashville Public Library board members and other partners here from Parks, Director Odom, from MDHA, Dr. White, and then as well so many other partners, and so thank you all. But I think, can I please ask also for just one show of appreciation for Mayor Dean and the vision to create NAZA in the first place. And of course, in a few minutes, we're going to recognize people with awards. I also want to thank the Adventure Science Center for hosting us. I'll say through the first couple of years of this term, our administration has been focused especially on cost of living and quality of life issues for Nashvilleians. And I would say NAZA sits perfectly at the intersection of those two issues, because you get some of both characteristics from parents and caregivers who know they have reliable after-school activities for the young people in their lives, especially when they're connected to future opportunity. And I will say, 14 years ago is when I first became a parent, and now having seen the vision of NAZA, but then also lived through the importance of after-school activities, I have a firsthand sense of how important this is. This is ultimately about supporting working families and successful students, and our obligation is to make sure that working families can, for instance, meaningfully choose Metro schools, that they can access all of the activities that are offered through the NAZA program. And so partnerships improve student performance and reduce household stress, and we have seen the importance of that in the NAZA network that we're celebrating today. So we are continuing to invest in access through programs like Choose How You Move, which is connecting the city through better transit and infrastructure as we speak, but also with the library and its foundation, Begin Bright. Campaigns that start even before you might consider NAZA, and the city has invested $1 million that has been matched by now more than $21 million to ensure that as you're thinking about NAZA from the period of becoming a parent or caregiver for a very young child, that you know that in the daycare centers, the early education centers, every single one of them in the city of Nashville will soon have a free library stocked with books from Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. This is a great lead-in to the time when you will need after-school activities. And so we're doing this because we know that reading to kids from birth is impactful and important and sets people up to be young leaders eventually. I can't overstate our good fortune as a city and as a community. I have so many partners working together on out-of-school time. Local nonprofits, community leaders, so many metro departments, the ones I mentioned, who are represented here today, our public library, our metro schools, our parks, our housing authority, Metro Arts, Metro Action, Metro Public Health Department. NAZA brings all of these partners and more together so that they can coordinate with each other and leverage resources. And you heard a little bit about some recent examples that Anna mentioned, but expanding programming for justice-involved youth in partnership with juvenile court and metro schools is critically important, as is expanding summer camp access for youth residents of MDHA communities. NAZA's overarching goal is to create more opportunities for young people, and there are many dimensions to that work, and there is so much more to this than simply mentorship and programming. It's also about enabling access to after-school meals, enrichment, and safe transportation home. It is, again, coming back to working families working together so that parents and caregivers who are working sometimes multiple shifts have peace of mind to help them maintain employment. And of course, it is giving young people access to essential life skills that will be increasingly important as technology and professional opportunity change around them. So NAZA helps provide all that and more, and that is thanks to so many of the people in this room. Moving forward, we still have a lot of work to do, but I will say we are actively trying to incorporate youth voice in the work that we are doing as a city, in addition to just recently celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Mayor's Youth Council. We had the Mayor's Youth Summit, and I personally sat in a debrief with Phyllis Hildreth, who now, besides being co-chair of this initiative, also leads our Office of Youth Safety in the Mayor's Office. We have seen historic performance of students in our metro schools. We are continuing to do innovative things like with MDHA partnerships that create new playgrounds. We just recently cut the ribbon on the Magruder Center in a reopening with a vision that includes youth. We've got a new Hadley Park Library and Richland Park Library on the way. We're designing a replacement for the gym at West Park. And so ultimately, we as a city have a lot to celebrate. But standing here with you all tonight, one of the biggest things that we get to celebrate is NAZA's 15th birthday. And so I would say, just like any other teenager, NAZA is something that shows great promise. It is something that needs our support to reach its full potential. And thanks to Anna's leadership and so many of you in this room for 15 years, it has been growing, developing, and aspiring to reach the potential that we know that all of Nashville's young people deserve and can achieve themselves. So if you all would give me one last honor in celebrating 15 years of NAZA in Nashville. And I will say, I am looking forward to the work that remains ahead. We have so much more left to do. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mayor O'Connell. Please give him another round of applause for all the kind words and all the support that we received during these days. We appreciate you. Next, we have an introduction of what we call Crystal Partners. For the past 15 years, these two organizations have been integral partners in NAZA's youth journey, standing with us continuously since our very inception. Their commitment as youth development providers has not only helped us reach thousands of young people across Nashville, but they also played an important role as coordinating agencies during NAZA's pilot phase, supporting our efforts across multiple geographic zones. I want to thank them for their dedication, continued partnership, and the countless lives they have positively impacted over the years. Please join me in welcoming the recipients of NAZA Crystal Partner Awards, the Martha O'Brien Center, and the YMCA of Middle Tennessee. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have Director Luke from Nashville Public Library.
Good evening, everyone. As Anna said, it is my honor and privilege to lead the Nashville Public Library. And what a wonderful celebration to be part of today. Days like today remind me why I became a librarian 50 years ago. They remind me of why I come to work every day, and I know everyone on the Nashville Public Library team feels the same way. Please know that we appreciate and value each and every person in this space tonight. As you pursue your goals for the future as a young leader, or you work to help make those dreams possible for others, you have an entire library, an entire city behind you. And now it is my honor to present the NAZA Champion Award. There are so many community members and leaders who have invested their time and their wisdom in co-leading NAZA through their leadership council and in advisory roles. Today, we are honored to recognize someone whose dedication has truly been exceptional. The recipient of the NAZA Champion Award is the longest-serving member of their leadership council, is someone who has shown up for every meeting and has played a key role in advancing NAZA's mission, including helping to secure significant budget increases to expand youth access to out-of-school learning. Councilmember at Large Burkley Allen has long been a champion for youth and education in Nashville, from tutoring students at Eakin and West End Middle Schools to serving on the Nashville Early Education Coalition. She has consistently prioritized the well-being of young people. As chair of the Metro Council Budget Committee, she ensured full funding for Metro schools, even in the face of a shortfall. Her leadership has shaped policies on affordable housing, pedestrian safety, and early childhood care, all of which impact the lives of Nashville's youth. So please join me in welcoming and thanking Councilmember Burkley Allen.
Right there. Thank you so much. It is such an honor to be sharing this stage with other great organizations like the Y and the Martha O'Brien Center. For a number of years, I had the pleasure of hosting international volunteers for a year at a time as they worked at the after-school program at the Martha O'Brien Center. And every evening, my family would get to hear over supper the story of the day of what had happened in the Martha O'Brien Center after-school program, and just different stories of how those programs had enabled those students to have a better quality of life, and the impacts that having a positive, nurturing place to be after school had on their academic and social support. And research bears out what those volunteers repeatedly told my family. Having productive places to be after school can be the difference between the prison pipeline to prison and a pathway to self-confidence, success, college, and career. And we've seen some of those students here. NAZA does an amazing job of identifying and empowering great organizations that provide strong after-school programs. Their data-based approach ensures accountability and access. NAZA is a national treasure, and I'm always happy to be a cheerleader and to ensure that Anna and her team have the funding and support that they need to ensure that we reach as many students as possible. They are the premier organization in ensuring that our money that goes to nonprofits is expended in a very efficient and accountable way. So I say to NAZA and to the organizations that they support that they are the true champions, and I appreciate the opportunity to be a part of this celebration. Thank you so much.
Good evening. My name is Dina Washington, and I am the NAZA Partnerships Manager. I am pleased to announce and introduce tonight's youth performer. Anya Booth is a seasoned young artist whose passion for music and storytelling has taken her to stages across Nashville. She began her journey with Girls Write Nashville in 6th grade, where she honed her songwriting and guitar skills and continues to grow as a performer and creator. Her talent has been featured at events like Teens Take the Frist, Vox Grada's Breaking the Mold concert series, and the Women's Fund's Power of the Purse fundraiser. Most recently, she self-produced her original song, Comprehension, through the All City Mentorship Program. We're thrilled to have her share her music with us tonight. Please give a heartfelt welcome to Anya Booth.
Murky blue. I sleepwalk to you. Murky blue. Tell me all the things you want to do. Anything to keep me stuck on you. Murky blue. Murky blue. I'm stuck on you. Murky blue. Time tallies your score before you ask for more. Take your time, hold your head high, and trip on the finish line. Take to your nose dive, take to your nose dive. Do what's right. Do what's right. Time tallies your score before you ask for more. So hold your head high and trip on the finish line. Take to your nose dive, take to your nose dive. Do what's right. Do what's right. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Linda Harrison, Assistant Director for Education and Literacy for Nashville Public Library, and I'm honored to introduce today's youth awardees. Since 2019, NAZA has been committed to creating authentic youth leadership opportunities, and no one embodies that vision more than tonight's Youth Visionary Award recipient, Allie. Duke. What began as a 7-week summer internship through Opportunity Now program quickly evolved into a 6-week journey of leadership, innovation, and impact. Then a rising high school senior, Allie brought a bold vision of youth engagement that she turned into reality. She helped design NAZA's youth leadership framework, led community-based projects and recruitment, and trained other young leaders to carry the work forward. Her efforts have directly engaged dozens of high school students and over 200 middle schoolers in youth on national stages, contributed to research on youth leadership, and consistently demonstrated that when young people are given the opportunity and tools to trust to lead, they create lasting change. Please join me in welcoming Allie Duke to receive the Visionary Award.
Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, I'm so excited to be here tonight. I just want to say thank you to NAZA for inviting me and for this recognition. I'm also really proud to be standing here with my soon-to-be Youth Award recipients as well. Watching you all's growth over the last few years has been incredibly meaningful to me and one of the most important parts of my work. I first got involved with NAZA when I was a freshman in high school, volunteering at a program at Nations Ministry Center. I immediately saw how powerful after-school spaces could be, how much they mattered to young people, and how much potential there was when programs really listened to youth. Later, through Opportunity Now, I found the NAZA Youth Internship, and that's where I started working on how NAZA could elevate youth voice across their programming. I researched community needs, what other cities were doing, and talked to my peers about what research they wanted to see across the community. This research led me to create Youth in Action, a network of young people taking action on issues they care about. Nearly 7 years later, I never could have imagined its growth into a nationally recognized model, but that's what happens when adults are willing to genuinely partner with youth. NAZA opened the door, and Anna accepted the challenge when a 16-year-old me walked into her office with a 38-page plan asking her for money, which was probably only the second time that we had ever met. But this support allowed me to create Youth in Action as a space for all kinds of ideas. The team took my ideas seriously and advocated for a place for me to lead, which in turn allowed me to support other young people across the city. Whether young people are bringing printed 30-page plans or simply making a comment about expanding the program's book or snack selection, we support them. That's what authentic youth leadership looks like, giving them the platform and following through. Those moments, whether big or small, show young people that their ideas matter, and the belief supports them to thrive in school, work, and life. For adults, it's also about using our experience to recognize gaps and advocate for change with youth. Early on, we asked young people how to get more of their peers involved, and they told us very clearly, make it accessible. So we did the work, coordinating transportation, shifting meetings to after-school hours or weekends, offering different ways of involvement to support all types of leaders. But most importantly, we set the standard of paying youth for their time and expertise and advocating for this at the national level. There are so many reasons that youth leadership is important, but the wonderful students here today remind me of the impact. In my time with Youth in Action, I had the privilege of working with hundreds of young people on community projects they designed and carried out themselves. We collaborated on national frameworks, presented at conferences, and so much more. I watched these three that you're about to hear about go from advocating in their after-school programs to presenting in rooms with 400 adults from Chicago to DC, advocating for after-school change. It's been incredible to see them and many others use these tools that we built when we started Youth in Action in Nashville's vision and put it into practice. To me, their journeys show exactly why this work matters and what can happen when young people are given the platform to lead. I'm incredibly grateful for the chance to work with an amazing team, NAZA, all of our programming partners, and other citywide and national collaborators. There's always more work to be done, but I'm very optimistic about the future because of the deep commitment of all of those in the room and beyond. Thank you so much to NAZA, our partners, who all make this possible to continue the work. Also to the mentors and my family who've shaped me and made this possible for myself. And to the young people here tonight, I'm so proud of you. Keep using your voice to empower your community. Thank you.
Youth leadership is a cornerstone of the Nashville vision for holistic youth development, the guiding framework for NAZA programming. Over the past 6 years, our Youth in Action program has empowered dozens of youth leaders, and tonight we're proud to honor 3 of them. Beyond their early involvement as participants of NAZA-funded programs, these remarkable young women have led peer research-advised federal agencies on youth engagement and spoken at national conferences in cities like Chicago and Washington, D.C. These young ladies are examples of the courage and intuitiveness that lies within the young people we serve. Jordan Agby is a passionate youth advocate and a standout leader in NAZA's Youth in Action program, where she's worked to strengthen after-school programming and elevate youth voices. Her commitment to inclusive services and civic engagement also earned her a role on the Mayor's Youth Council, where she contributes to public health for Nashville's youth. Please join me in welcome Jordan Agby.
Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here tonight. I'm very thankful for everyone who came out to support NAZA in their 15th anniversary. I started as a part of Youth in Action in the 8th grade, and now as an 11th grader, I have the honor of serving under Mayor Freddie O'Connell on the Mayor's Youth Council, and I'm a member of the Public Health and Safety Committee, and I wouldn't be the type of leader or the person who I am without NAZA, the funding that they've had, and every single person in this room here today. I thank you for your support. Thank you.
Naima Bitta journey with NAZA began in middle school through a Diamond program. Since joining Youth in Action in 2021, she's shown unwavering commitment to advocacy, growth, and service. Her selection for the National Youth Leadership Institute reflects her drive to amplify youth voices. Her involvement with youth court and debate shows how she balances civic engagement with a passion for justice and equity. Please welcome Naima Bitta.
I just want to thank everyone here today, and especially Dina and Allie, for believing in me when I was at a time where I didn't believe in myself, and allowing me to show so much growth and leadership, and just making room for me to be on the spot and make sure that my voice and other voices like mine are heard. And thank you so much for everyone here today.
Okay, who's next? Nadia Grace Freeman began her leadership journey at 10 years old through NAZA's Youth in Action program. Since then, she's become a powerful advocate for youth voice, leading community projects, participating in grant making, and speaking on national platforms, featured in publications like the Tennessean. Nadia continues to organize peers, engage in civic dialogue, and champion equity through initiatives like Model UN and Mock Trial. Please give a warm welcome to Nadia Freeman.
I just want to say thank you to all of those who support me, like my personal secretary, or known as my mom. And I want to say thank you to Allie and Dina and for all of you believing in me and supporting me. Thank you.
Congratulations to all of our youth. You're amazing, and we all love you and we're proud of you. Next, we have Councilmember Terry Vo for her reflection. Since I can't see anyone, oh, there she is.
Hi, good evening, everyone. It is so great to be with you. Just like Anna said, my name is Terry Vo, and I'm the District 17 Metro Council member, and it is I am so proud to welcome you to District 17 tonight, and it has been so wonderful to hear the amazing stories and the amazing youth that have come out of this 15 years of NAZA. And, you know, for me, when people ask me, why do I serve? It's really for the young people. I want you all to know that adults in your community care for you and want so many opportunities for you, and that education does continue outside of the classroom. And so I wanted to make sure that we celebrated everyone who's been a part of NAZA over the past 15 years. So I'm really, really proud to do a proclamation. So if you'll just bear with me, I'm going to begin that. So today we are going to recognize the 15th anniversary of the Nashville After Zone Alliance. Whereas for 15 years, the Nashville After Zone Alliance, NAZA, has advanced out-of-school education and strengthened opportunities for youth in Nashville. And whereas NAZA is a partnership between the Nashville Public Library, Metro Nashville Public Schools, the Mayor's Office, and more than 30 youth-centered organizations collaborating to expand access to learning experiences for youth during out-of-school hours. And whereas NAZA fulfills its mission by investing in after-school and summer programs, convening community partners, advocating for increased youth development resources, and empowering youth people through initiatives that support leadership, relationships, and lifelong learning. And whereas since its establishment in 2010, NAZA has invested in more than 40 nonprofit youth development organizations, provided training for thousands of youth development professionals, and enabled nearly 30,000 young people to access free programming. And whereas today, NAZA is a network of over 30 partner organizations that has served more than 17,000 youth, creating equitable access to continued education across Nashville. Whereas NAZA will commemorate their 15th anniversary celebration on December 11th, 2025 at the Adventure Science Center, recognizing its legacy, honoring champions of youth development, and highlighting the impact of extended learning in the Nashville community. And whereas NAZA's 15th anniversary celebration will feature a showcase of partner organizations and an award ceremony honoring those whose contributions have strengthened youth development in Nashville, including Councilwoman Burkley Allen, the Martha O'Brien Center, the YMCA, and NAZA youth leaders. And now, therefore, I, Terry Vo, District 17 Council Member of the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County, along with the undersigned council members, do hereby recognize the Nashville After Zone Alliance on their 15th anniversary for the commitment to advancing out-of-school education on this signed day, the 11th day of December 2025. Congratulations.
Well, that was an honor. Thank you very much, Councilmember Vo. And before going to our last speaker, I want to take a minute to thank everyone who attended today. Thank you to our planning committee, to all of our volunteers, and special shout out to Jacob Aparicio, NAZA's communication and events manager, who organized and handled every detail of this event. Please give him a hand. I want to thank Adventure Science Center and our vendors for keeping us organized, for hosting us. Everything was great. When we close today, please exit to the reception area since our exhibits are still going on. Now it is my great pleasure to introduce the 6th Mayor of Nashville and Davidson County, who served the city between 2007 and 2015, Mayor Karl Dean. Mayor Dean placed education and youth at the very heart of our city's vision. Among many his accomplishments, Mayor Dean created the Nashville After Zone Alliance and his commitment to young people to ensure they had safe spaces to learn, grow, and thrive beyond the classroom helped lay foundation for NAZA's enduring impact. His dedication extended beyond Nashville, serving on the board of National After School Alliance, where he championed expanded learning opportunities for children across the country. Please welcome Mayor Karl Dean for his closing remarks.
Well, thank you, Anna, for that kind introduction. And it's indeed an honor for me to be here. When I heard that I'd be speaking and at the Adventure Science Hall, I thought, since I'm kind of a figure from the past, that perhaps it would be held up with the dinosaurs. But this is a beautiful room and a beautiful setting. I want to say congratulations to NAZA on 15 fantastic years. I want to say congratulations to tonight's honorees. Thank you to all the partners. Thank you to everybody who's made this program successful. And I also want to say thank you for the beautiful music. It's very, very, very nice. One of the things that I've noticed tonight, and you heard it in the proclamation that was just read, that a word that comes up repeatedly when talking about NAZA is a term in the word partnership. And that is a recognition of the fact that nothing really happens without teamwork and people working together. And the fact that the private sector, different metro departments, different nonprofits have come together and supported this organization is truly symbolic of what NAZA is all about and what after-school programming is all about. When I look back at my time as mayor, I often think about the things that really matter. And people ask me, what are you kind of most proud of? And the two things that come to my mind, and it surprises some folks, are things that, such as after-school programming in the limitless libraries. And I think it's wonderful that after-school programming, NAZA works so closely with our library. When we created after-school programming, it was done because we recognized that the number one thing this city has to get right is public education. And that education doesn't stop at the end of the school year. It doesn't stop when the school bell rings at the end of the day. It needs to continue. And when I think about what makes a city successful, and I think this is true back when I was mayor, and I think it's true now, is education. If people are going to invest in a city, create jobs, create opportunities, they want to go someplace where there are good schools, because that's where they want their employees to have available to them for their children, for their families, good schools. And they want to hire people who come from those good schools. And good schools make a safer community. Good schools make a stronger community. So as we debate all the different issues that we face today, let's not lose track of the fact that the number one thing we got to do as a community, and it will pay off in every area of our community, is to support education throughout our community and throughout the school year and throughout the summer. And that's why I support NAZA. There are a lot of people to thank. I want to mention Candy Markham in particular, who was the first executive, the first director of the program. She did an outstanding job. Mayor O'Connell would recognize this, that when you have somebody running the department, having somebody with a lot of skills, a lot of energy, and a lot of commitment is essential, and Candy brought that. I want to thank Anna for her work in what she's done to build this organization up into basically a $6 million organization now that does incredible work. I want to thank the libraries for being so supportive of NAZA, for taking them in and helping it develop. That has been actually absolutely key to the organization. When I was leaving office, I thought that it was time for NAZA to go off on its own somewhere, or to go to another department within the mayor's office to be maybe more secure, but also to have its own identity. And you have done great with that. And so thank you to the libraries. I want to thank all the mayors who followed me, whether Mayor Barry, Mayor Briley, Mayor Cooper, Mayor O'Connell, for their support of the organization, for each and every Metro Council that has been around for 15 years, supporting public funding for this organization. You know, there are never easy Metro budgets. There are no budgets where you have so much money where you can just do whatever you want. And you make priorities and you make commitments, and the Metro Council has been great about supporting this. And again, I want to say thank you to the partners who've stepped up and worked with our city, worked with our youth. Your commitment is essential. So this is, to me, as somebody who was there when the organization started, I recognize that that teamwork is everything, that this organization was created, like we talked about in terms of partnerships, it was created because everybody came together and wanted it to work, everybody came together and helped it get started, and everybody has come together to keep supporting it. And that's what we need to keep doing, and actually keep doing it at a higher level. So thank you very much. Congratulations to NAZA. It's an honor to have been here with you tonight. Thank you.